All roads lead to Rome, as long as you follow a few principles. This article is going to be about how most methods used on the internet can help you achieve success if you follow a few guiding principles. But in the writing it became more generic and abstract. Rome became not just about making, say, 1 million on the internet, but really any far off goal that you have set your mind on. You can keep the original idea in your mind if you like when you're reading this, but there are a few principles in here that apply to many things with life that I wish I had realized myself only a few years ago. They may be simple, but that really is the beauty of them. They're often forgotten in the complexities of life, and we end up wandering, narrowly focused on events and situations that distract us from what we really want to achieve. So as you read or listen, think about how this compares to something you have in mind. Let me know if there's anything in the metaphor that does come to mind for you, anything that I didn't think of maybe, or anything that I may not have known at the time of writing it, and I may come back and improve it. The first part of this is defining Rome. Now, Rome in the medieval times was a historical center point of the ancient world, the heart of the Roman Empire. Apparently in their time they built 400,000 kilometers of roads, rapidly speeding up the delivery of products, people and information across many countries. Imagine the world today if the Roman Empire never fell. This is all interesting stuff, but we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about you and that place in your mind that is now the center point of your goals. Now this Rome is a wonderful place. Rome as in your long-term goal, your dream, your aspiration or resolution. It is a place far away from where you are now, a place where you really want to be, and a place you have decided to travel to, and one you know will take a lot of effort. Assuming you have this in mind, may I congratulate you. You have decided that staying in one place is not for you. Life is a journey, full of wonderful things, as well as terrible disasters, sadly, but it is for living. Staying in one situation prevents growth and experience, and often we find we do this. Life will come around and force you to move on. There's one thing that is true though. When you stay focused on Rome and begin travelling, all roads lead to Rome when you keep the following principles in mind. Now you must want to reach Rome. You might need some milestones. You must walk the walk to Rome. You must not play too much on the road. You must keep a clear view of the road and measure your steps. And you can share the journey. So, you want to go to Rome, eh? The first obstacle of reaching Rome is purely your own desire to reach it. You must realize that this is a long journey, and it may not be an easy one. Life throws in a few obstacles onto the road at times that make you feel like tearing your hair out. Be prepared for these traffic jams in your progress. They'll often appear as downright unfair, a sadistic form of Murphy's Law, or even that the universe is conspiring against you. If you can keep the mindset that challenges, if they don't actually kill you, only make you stronger, then that is a wonderful philosophy to hold on to. However, I can assure you, when the obstacles appear, you certainly will not be considering that. These obstacles may mean you have to go back over a lot of your journey. They might mean you suddenly have a lot of work to do to get past them. While they might be devastating and take out any or even all of your motivation to reach your destination. The point is, they can appear. And the only thing that will keep you going is your desire to reach Rome. As far as I can tell, the only defense you have is in yourself. Having a clear idea what Rome is and what it will feel like when you have reached it will be your armor against any stumbling blocks in your journey. You must really want to go to Rome. Your own personal signs for a sense of direction. As Rome is personal to you, you might feel it is so far away that you lose track of the direction you are taking. Make as many milestones as are important to you. Ideally ones that are meaningful, not just numbers. Ones that will show that you have actually achieved something. The clearer you have defined these milestones, the better. If you need no motivation but the destination itself, then fine. This may not affect you, but usually on a long journey you can figure out the benefits that you'll gain along the way. Each of these benefits that may change your life in one way or another is a milestone. When you reach them, it is a time of celebration and self-gratification. Make the most of these milestones. You have earned them, and they will motivate you along the rest of the journey. You may not see all the milestones at the beginning of the journey. They might become clearer along the way, so define them as you need them. Put one step in front of another. One of the most basic principles that often gets forgotten in the resolution of reaching Rome is that you have actually got to travel. You have to walk the walk. You have to do the work necessary to move forward. Teleportation is not possible here. You cannot suddenly appear in the center of Rome by wishing about it, by pressing a magical button, or buying a Roman package. If it were possible, imagine the chaos that would suddenly appear in the world. It is going to take energy, work, time, and resources. The more you put in, the quicker you'll move. It's almost a scientific fact. So be prepared for the journey. Also make sure that each step follows a previous step. It is easy to trip up on wasted steps that you might make on the way, so make each one count. Don't play on the roads. Not that you'll get run over by others rushing down any of these roads, but you might see some others flying past you on the journey. Conversely, the more able you become at travelling with greater progress, the more likely you are to pass others on the road. The idea of not playing on the road is more to do with not getting too distracted by the pretty or interesting things you find on the side of the road. The more you play on the road, the less progress you will make. If you spend your time talking about or wandering from here to there, you will never make progress. Counting steps on a clear road. The road you are on will only be clear once you are walking it, so count your steps as you go. You watch the time and effort needed making progress on the current road and see which ones make more progress. If you find that steps do not help you move forward, then reduce them. Concentrate more on the ones that do. Be really ruthless in doing this and you will move faster. Often the steps we take are instinctive or just come naturally, but do not necessarily have anything to do with the journey you are taking, and by continuing to do them you are wasting time. Now if there is an accountant in you, be the accountant in you. Measure all your efforts, take stats, record clearly, but don't go too far. Measuring how long you take measuring can be a recursive thing and defeats the purpose entirely. The strongest effect of doing this, though, will make the idea of all roads lead to Rome come true for you. You'll see for yourself what works and what doesn't, and become self-reliant. You'll become more skilled at testing out each road and seeing what it takes you to Rome quicker with less effort. Using this as the information you need to plan your way will change you to become more practical and not just a dreamer with Rome in sight. As you go on, you will begin to see more clearly how many more steps are needed, and possibly how to reduce them. Of course, you can find maps along the way that show you how to reach Rome. It's always worth spending a little time finding them. However, don't spend too much time here. Most of your effort should be in moving forward. Remember, maps can be wrong. They can slow you down and misdirect you. Your only defense is how well you see the road and measure the steps that actually make progress. Lift share along the way. The road to Rome can be a long and lonely one. and at times not a pleasant journey. So something that could help you along is to share all or part of your journey with others who have the same destination. A few travel buddies along the way can be a great help when there are obstacles in your path. When you actually reach Rome, don't forget to say hi.